Hello farmers, welcome back to Pallegney on Farming Simulator 25, just out here by our old field, which is looking really good. We have moved on to the month of May. I did complete those 2 hoeing contracts I took on in the month of April. Nothing else happened, no other new contracts came up that was worthy of doing, and really nothing in the sales page to show you either. Not that I have the money to buy anything, but yeah, the money is creeping back up. I have done 2 hoeing contracts here to begin the month of May. So let me go ahead and collect on those. There is a contract that is kind of teasing, but I've done enough of these now, the baling contracts. $21,000 does sound like a good amount of money, which it is, but it'll take me a long time to get the contract done, so I think I'm going to pass on that. But yeah, 2 hoeing contracts. This one paid $3,670. That was field 101. And then, of course, we got field number 63 that paid me $6,397. That should get me over $30,000. Yes, we're up to $33,662. Also, in the meantime, been bringing the goat's milk on down to be made into some wonderful goat cheese. You can see the 8 pallets we have out here, but also, if I get close enough, we got 10,000 liters of goat's cheese currently in storage as well. And if we look at our stock market page, if I were to sell that today, I would get just under $32,000, and if I wait until max value, I'd get $36,000. So, I mean, that's just going to get better and better as the year goes on, meaning we're just going to get more and more goat cheese. And, of course, the price, I think one more month, that price will be going down before it goes back up, and we can sell it in October. But the month of May means, yes, it's time to cut the grass once again. I've been skipping the grass cutting quite a bit recently, and today I figured, well, it's time to get right back into it. But this time it's going to be different because we got our John Deere 8R to help us out. And it's going to be great. That's going to be on the mowers, and we're going to get one of the Franks behind us in the Dwight's AgroStar for the baling. So let's get this all set up, shall we? Mowers are just over here. There is a bigger mower in the sales page. Like I said, money-wise, I think, I got a set of mowers, so I'm going to be happy with these, and I don't want to change up what we have. It's the same ones if you're watching the Riverview series. It's the same butterfly mower there. There is also, I think, a telehandler in the sale page, but way over our budget at $75,000. Yeah, there's the butterfly mower. There's a Challenger tractor for $30,000, which I do have the money to buy now. And having a third tractor would not be a bad idea, but I think the horsepower in that one is the lowest it could be at 160. And a Bredal spreader, which I hemmed and hawed on when I first saw it come up on the sale page when I got up in the month of May for $13,000. I really only need this to spread lime, so currently not. I think I want to save the money for other things currently. That would be the best thing to do. Let me get the John Deere 8R set up here. Yeah, this will be the first time I got to use the mowers on the John Deere, which should be pretty good because we need a little bit more horsepower than what the AgroStar had to run these. But now we have it. And now also I'll be able to just do this. Bale at the same time as cutting the grass, which is going to be nice. So, of course, we are going to wrap these up. And I think it'll be August, right? So it'll be, let's see, June, July, August. Yeah, so these bales will be fermented by, this time in August. So I'm not going to benefit from these until then. Let's see, I do got silage additive. We do got bale net, which I think I got bale net up at the store. I could bring back at some point when I need it. Need to unfold the tool first. That usually does help. Alright, and then just follow me, please. Let me turn the cruising speed down to... What is the cruising speed of that baler? I don't know what the speed of that baler is. So one way to find out is just to go into here. Should be this one right here. And working speed is 10 miles an hour. So that seemed about right when I was thinking about it. So, yeah, we'll put that down to there because I don't want to get too far ahead of the worker. And just cruise. So, of course, we all know the routine on cutting the grass. We'll cut it. Behind us, they're baling it. We'll then go around, wrap it. Then, of course, the fields will need to be fertilized, so I can cut them again in July. Oh yeah, we're not that far away from the harvesting season. The combine that I'll probably end up using will be the New Holland. I think it's a TX32. I do believe that is, that harvester used to always be in the base game, but this year it's on the mod hub. So it's just a older New Holland combine harvester, rather small, so that means it's also rather cheap. And since we only got one field of oats, well, that'll be perfect for us, I do believe. And it looks like we'll be selling the oats straight up, because I don't have a place to store them. I don't have a production building for them, and I'm not going to have the money to do either or until then. Well, I suppose with the money I got, I probably could afford a silo, but, I think we'll probably just sell the oats straight up for the first time this year. And, of course, the straw bales that we get from the oats are just going to go right into this BGA right behind us, so we can get some, electricity and methane to be sold. That baling contract for $21,000, I saw that, I'm like, ooh, $21,000 contract. I was like, no, I've done enough of those baling contracts at this point to where, they just don't pay enough for my time. I don't feel anyways. Probably take me like 45 minutes to bale that field. And since we are making money decently enough on this series now, I was like, you know what? I can pass up contracts like that. In the early stages, I was definitely eyeing those up and taking those on to bring in the money. But, yeah, now with the goat cheese really starting to go rather well, contracts like that I can pass up and start working in our own fields. So the best thing to do, like always, when cutting the grass and getting some work done, is just to turn on the radio and enjoy the tunes. Almost finished up with the wrapping, and yeah, I got different color bales out here. We got some white ones that we've been doing for quite a while, and yeah, I ran out of wrap, so this time I decided to buy black. And then I remembered why I didn't buy black previously. I think was doing it on Riverbend, and sometimes at a distance, depending on the way the sunshine is lighting up the field, it can be kind of hard to tell if you did bales or did not do bales, because the dark grass, black bale, shadows, all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Either way, though, we'll get them all wrapped up. I did, when I was wrapping these up, and it's kind of hard not to, because we all know it's kind of fun, is to use this as a bale launcher. But when they're your own bales, you don't really want to be doing that. I did launch one, and I wasn't really paying attention when it happened. I just noticed that there should have been a bale behind me, and it wasn't. And I don't know where it went. I don't know if it's still in the field. I don't know if it went to the river. So maybe when I go around with the autoloader, I'll kind of know if I got all the bales. If not, maybe I'll just have to sneak by the rivers and see if it's in there. But I think I would see it. This river's not that deep, so I think it'd be easy to see. Plus, I could also tell how many bales did I make today, and then when I pick them up, we'll be able to know. Let's see, stats. Bales, 48 bales apparently is what I produced today. So when I pick them up, I should have 48 bales. I do have 2 more over here. Not sure what happened with my worker. The worker followed me over to this field, but when it got to this spot right here, for some reason it did not continue. So, you know, Frank decided, or whoever was in the AgroStar at the time, decided, nope, not going to go any further. So I had to get caught back up to where I was, which was down around the corner, and then get another worker to follow me. But it's all good. Once again, these bales should be ready in August, which, you know, it's going to bring us in, I think, 80,000 every time I cut these fields and put them into the BGA. I think it's like $80,000 worth of electricity and methane that we get out of it. So that's going to be nice. Yeah, August, September should be really good because, you know, we're going to have the goat cheese to sell as well. Unless I sell the goat cheese before that. If something comes up for sale and I'm short a little bit on the cash, the goat cheese may get us there. So I may sell some of it before then. But it'll be just enough to buy whatever it is I need to buy. No sense of selling it all when the price is not going to be as good. All right, let's go ahead and grab our outloading trailer. I say our. That is still leased. And yeah, luckily the overnight fees are not that expensive on that trailer. We use the John Deere AR for this job. Then yeah, I think I'm all done for this month. I think what we'll probably do is I'll get the AgroStar to fertilize these grass fields in the month of June, and I'll probably end up doing contracts while that's going on. Activate the autoloader. A farmer's best friend, but he got a lot of stuff to pick up. Yeah, so if I don't pick up 48 bales, then I'll have to go searching for the one that got launched. Yeah, so I think, as we mentioned, this grass field here eventually will get turned into our production building / like storage area for bales and things like that. So it won't always be a grass field as well. So at one point we had 3 grass fields, and then we're going to be just down to the one over here. Oh, and somebody did some counting for me. I know you left a comment about how many bales the sheep probably need for the winter. And I think they said probably 5 would do it. And I still got grass bales sitting in the feed trough to this month. So yeah, they're not really going through them that fast. Now the one thing I do have to remember is I don't want to go around that way anymore because, well, I own that oat field that we planted. So if I go around there and just drive through it, which it's a bad habit that I get into, just driving through other farmers' fields. And then you buy a field and forget it's yours, and you start driving through and it's like, oops, crops destruction, and it happens. Unload on the left, that's what we want to do. So we'll drop that off there. I think it's 26 bales per trailer load, is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, so only 16 bales. On to the third trailer, so if everything goes well and the bale count is correct, I should get myself a full trailer. And if I'm missing one, then I don't know where that bale went. That may have got launched. But I'll have to go looking for it, because it's a bale of silage after all. And yeah, I think I'm missing a bale somewhere. Question is, where would it be? I found it somewhere here. I may have to re-watch that when I edit the video, but I just came up around. I just drove right through the center of the river looking for it, and all of a sudden the bale just teleported onto the trailer. So it was somewhere in the corner of that field right there. But we got it. And that's one thing I do like about this river on this map is, for one, it looks really nice, and number two, it's not deep, so you can, if you want to take shortcuts, you can just drive right on through the river. So let's go ahead and put these with the other bales that are fermenting. And yeah, by noon in August, sometime around noon in August, these bales will have switched over to silage. But for now, I'm going to drop those off here. I don't have a whole lot of milk up at the goat pen because I do it usually in the morning. So we can grab the rest when we sleep on through the rest of the month. Should end up with, 2 full pallets and about 300 liters or so in the third one. So we'll park that there. In the meantime, we'll just have another look at the store. I mean, this is the only thing I would really look at that I could, that I can buy. Let's face it, the Merlot, I probably would like to have that in the farm, but that is out of my price range. The Bredel spreader, I would not mind having, but I think we're going to go ahead and just have to pass on that for now. Yeah, contracts, I'm sure nothing has come up that I'm going to like because, let's face it, we're in the month of May, so all the fields have been planted. Most of them are going to have been taken care of at this point. So, it's pretty much like, oh, we got to wait until get to harvest season, which it is. Oh, the other interesting thing I should bring up is the baling contract in field 82 for $21,000. If I were to go over to field number 82 right now, which is right here, it's a barley field that's not even ready for harvest yet. So they want to turn that into a straw field right away. Kind of interesting. Let's jump over to here. Oh yeah, I was thinking about getting rid of our doormat today as well and put down the hobo hut, which I've used in fresh stocks and I'm also using right now on Riverview. It's only $1,000, but at least it'll get me off the doormat, right? You know what? Let's go ahead and let's do that. Let's go into construction. And where's that doormat? And we will sell that. Ooh, I got $2 back on that. I don't remember how much it cost, but we got $2. Let's go to construction. Actually, I'll find out how much it costs right now because it only costs $5. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, we'll get ourselves that little. I always call it the hobo hut. I think. Well, it's called a hobo farmhouse, but it's also it could be called a tiny farmhouse. We're gonna bring it over to here. And yeah, let's put it right behind. Oh, wait, not owned by me. Yeah, we can put it right here. How far back can I put it? Right there, they say. So we'll go ahead and do that. There we go. So I'm not sleeping by the goats and down by the river. And that grass is usually wet too, because it's right by the river. So now I got my nice little home to sleep into. Let's go ahead and pull down the bed. And yeah, let's just go ahead and sleep until... what month are we going? Oh, we're going to June. Into June. Yeah, our old fields should not be ready until July. So we'll just have a grass field to refertilize. And, of course, do some contracts. Yep, there's our grass field. There we go. Let's shut our door. We don't have Sam here. Sam's only on the live streams. Yeah, so let's check the sale page this morning. Okay, that is an interesting piece of equipment. That is a direct drill. Oh, but it's $81,000? $81,000 for a 4-meter wide direct drill. Actually, sorry, that's a planter. Well, it's out of my price range, so let's not worry about it too much. Contracts, what do we got? We got some more baling contracts to start the day. Probably just go ahead, we'll skip the first hour, let the other contracts roll on in. And fingers crossed that we got I don't know, some decent ones. Maybe that barley field that they want the baling time stopped. How did I do that? I don't know. Maybe that baling contract will be a harvesting contract. Even though I don't like doing harvesting contracts too much. There's a hoeing contract. Yeah, I'll take that one because I do got myself a hoe and a tractor that can do that. There we go. We'll take that. And what else have we currently got? Well, nothing that I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, there are some bale wrapping contracts there, but they're not really paying that much. So, yeah, but that direct planter is not bad. And yeah, I really don't have the cash for. Although, how much goat cheese do I have? 38,000 plus a 20%, 20,000% bonus. Wow, that's a heck of a bonus. 20% bonus. So that's like 48,000. That gets me up to 70. So I'm still short. And let's see, I'm losing out on about like $6,000. So it's not too bad. How much horsepower? Only requires 200 horsepower. I don't even know what brand that is. Zuri? Is that just? Would you pronounce that Zuri? Is that an M silent? I have no idea. Let me have a look at it in the store page. I almost want to say Missouri, which is interesting because that's the state that comes out in ATS this week, which I'll be live streaming on Thursday. A little bit of a plug. I mean, at least it'll give me something to plant in my fields, and I could do soybeans and sorghum. Really, probably what I would do. Definitely won't want to get into the green beans or the cotton or the sugar beet. Well, something I gotta think about. Anyways, let's get this goat cheese down to the dairy. This is why this trailer always ends up parking here, because, well, that's what I do every morning. And it doesn't take that long for that dairy production to get on through that stuff. Alright, so the John Deere will be on hoeing duties. And meanwhile, the AgroStar. Do I have enough digestate? Because, yeah, we're going to start going through it. Yeah, I still got 200,000 liters of digestate, so that should be more than enough to get these fields done. Yeah, so it's one of those things like on planters and drills when you're doing this kind of a challenge where you only buy from the used section, and that is, it may not be what you want, but sometimes you'll have to take it because when you don't know when the next opportunity, if there will be a next opportunity, when something like that will come up. And it's a direct planter, which is nice, so I won't have to cultivate the field, so... but I only got one field to plant right now. Where is this contract that I'm doing? Where am I going for that? Well, like I said, one good thing about these rivers, you can just drive on through them. I'll take the shortcut, even though I think I said a few times I'm not going to do that, and here I am doing it anyways. Is this a field where I'm not going to be able to see the weeds? Nope, it's not the next field. It's the field after that. Yeah, even with all that goat cheese, it's going to put me right on my limit. And then the other problem I'm going to put myself into is I'm not leaving myself a whole lot of money. So because when July comes, my oat field will be ready for harvest. And I'm going to need to lease a combine, the header, and a trailer. You know, we can't afford to not be able to do that. So I think what I may have to do is just, you know, get contracts done this month and see what the total ends up being. If I get the planter, it's not a bad thing to have, of course, as I just mentioned. But if I were to miss it, I'm not going to be that heartbroken over it, because just the financial crunches might put me in for the next month and a half. And that'd be a real shame to kind of miss like the oat harvest because I don't have enough money, which you would think I could. I mean, I could just be taking contracts like mad throughout this month. I'm trying to cut back on the amount of contracts that we do. I'm trying to just do like hoeing contracts, the plowing contracts, the ones that we all probably do at this point in FS25, because with the hoe and of course with the black sheep modding plow, let's face it, those contracts we get done rather quickly and they pay rather decently. Yeah, it's only a 4-meter wide planter too. But it's kind of hard to pass up something like that. Oh yeah, someone did mention, and we have our international truck that I bought a while ago from the used section last winter, that I should probably repair, repaint it, and sell it and get a whole, you know, because since repair and repaint are free of charge, I can make a whole lot of money on doing that from the used section. Yeah, that's something we're not going to be doing either. Is if I buy something from the used section, I'm pretty much going to keep it unless I am upgrading it to something else. And yeah, even though I'm not using the truck now, I bought it for a future use, which I do hope at some point in this series we will need. At some point we'll have a lot of fields and, you know, probably need to transport a lot of grain around. So it'll be nice to have that hanging around the farm in the future. Because it's one of those things, you never know what's going to, if a used truck will pop up in the section again. You just never know. These are the weeding contracts I like to do just because, well, the weeds are so much taller than the crop, so it's pretty easy to see where you've been. It's when you take those hoeing contracts where you get to the field and realize they just planted it and there are no weeds showing. Definitely got to use GPS or some kind of assistance there. Or maybe if the field's small enough, you can just zigzag enough to get it all done. I'm kind of hoping I can get this all done by the time, when I get to the other side. You can see I still got a little bit more of the field to do on my right hand side, so I may have to turn around and do some. Didn't even see how much this contract was paying, but I think it was 5,000 or 6,000, was it not? Seems like a field that might be 5 or 6. I probably did notice how much it was when I took the contract, but I forgot. So, yeah, 99%. And contract finished. Lovely. Yeah, so how much did that bring in for money here? 6,119. Very good. Yeah, I'm kind of torn on that planter still. I was thinking about it when I was, of course, weeding this field here. I'm just not sure what to do. It'd be nice to have one. But like I said, it's like the smallest of the planters, but it's a direct planter, which I just love those things when it comes to direct drilling or planting, as I mentioned before, because you don't have to cultivate the field beforehand. You just go right on in and plant or drill. So it just makes it that much better. But then again, it's going to strap me financially just because I need like 80 some odd thousand for it. I'm only at 33. I could sell the goat cheese at a bad time. It might be one of those things again. It's like, well, I'm probably just got to pass on it for now. There's our beautiful oats. They should be ready next month. Oh, yeah, I do got a pallet. I think that's lime. That's right there. Yeah, again, in case you missed it, our goat pen is full. We do have 100 goats that are giving us milk and the other 79. We're just waiting for them to grow on up. But that'll take like another year before they can give us some milk. Let me go ahead and just get rid of these floating, well, not get rid of the floating bales, but get them down on the ground. And when we can double our milk production, that would definitely double up the cheese, which is just great. And of course, yeah, we'll keep on with the sideless bales also. Yeah, eventually we'll start getting ourselves some money where we can put down some sheds. I may initially put a shed down here somewhere for our equipment and just start getting a little bit better. It is my... No, you're still working here. And I'm guessing you missed that little spot in the field right here. Let me circle it on the map for you. This little section right here, they always tend to miss. But yeah, they'll get around, and yeah, they'll do the headland, but they won't do this section here. So I'll end up doing that myself. Then, of course, I'll come over here and do that field as well. Yeah, still got plenty of digestate for sure. And, of course, the other production is the dairy production, as you can see. Yeah, this is why I chose this dairy production over the one on the map, because it does hold a lot of material inside of it, which is good. So we're definitely going to need that once our goats. We have 179 goats, all producing milk. And this is gonna haunt me until I record next episode, because I'll be thinking about 81,000. Yeah, I'm still $50,000 short. And even though I could get like 45 on the cheese, I'd have to do more contracts, and I have literally no money for renting the harvester. And yeah, someone may say do some more contracts, but like I said, I would like to reduce the amount of contracts that we're doing. I don't mind doing contracts at the beginning of a series, especially on a hard economy, to bring the money on in. But like I do in most of my series, as they go along, we start eliminating, just like, oh, just take any contract I can do, because money is money. Now I'm starting to get a little bit more picky as we go along. So yeah, I'll put a little more thought into the financial situation. We'll see. And you know, who knows? Maybe if I wait until September, when I sell the cheese at its best price and we have more of it, maybe another direct drill or planter will come up for sale that we can afford. And at most, it'll be wider than that 4-meter wide one that was or is currently on sale. Well, I'm going to let Frank or Franco, whoever it is, who's fertilizing our field here. Looks like Frank Jr. is fertilizing our grass fields. When he gets done, I'll do that little spot down there and then get the other one across the way done. So, yeah, but next episode, yeah, we're going to be into the month of July harvesting our oats. And, yeah, I'm going to have to rent a harvester, a header, and a trailer. And I can only have 4 things leased at a time. And I think I only got 3 things leased currently. Right? Sorry, 1 thing. So I can lease those 3 things. A harvester, a header. Don't need a header trailer because it's not going to be that wide of a header. And then, of course, a trailer to transport the oats to sell wherever we got to sell them to. Yeah, so that all works out well. So yeah, next episode, harvesting our oats, selling the oats, and then putting the straw into our BGA. But that's going to wrap it up for today. If you're still here, appreciate you making it all the way through with me. Hopefully you did enjoy the episode. If you want to help me out, hitting that thumbs up button does more than you know. Thumbs down button's there as well. You can hit that if you like to. Leave me comments to why, but no one ever does. And if you're new here, you might want to think about hitting that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss out more content like this. That's going to wrap up for today. Like I said, hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Pallegney. But until then, have a good one.